Hello guys, I'm S3D and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Sideshow Collectibles 6 scale Magneto from X-Men. Of course, this is the comic book appearance of Magneto, and I have to say this figure is quite impressive. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the review. Alright, so right here, basically this is a 2020 release, January 2020, it just came out. Yeah, I think Sideshow is starting to make some big improvements with their, 6 scale figures. Before, I feel like, they, Hot Toys definitely have an upper hand against Sideshow, but, it looks like they're making, a lot of improvements over the years. I actually really like the Freddy Krueger figure that I reviewed last year, and I like some of their older figures, like the G.I. Joe stuff. I thought they were actually pretty cool. But, some of their figures, just really can't compare with, like, the top dog. However, I think Sideshow's QC is actually a little, actually a lot better than companies like 3-0 and Asmus Collectibles or Asmus Toys. I think Sideshow actually put a lot more, invest a lot more money into their accessories and stuff like that. Most of them are actually pretty good quality, unlike, some stuff I really don't want to talk about anymore. Okay, so we actually have some really nice packaging artwork for the figures, not just some boring box that you're never gonna look at. So anyway, let's go ahead and get the wire cape out of the way. I really like this wire cape. I think it's actually pretty cool. Alright, so we have the inside of the box here. You have all these artworks from various artists. Of course, this is Jim Lee. This is like the 90s X-Men. Yeah. I don't think that's Jim Lee. Definitely not Jim Lee. But I think a lot of this is Jim Lee's artwork. There we have Jim Lee on the left. I don't know who's that on the right. Of course, another panel of Jim Lee. I guess Sideshow just really like Jim Lee. And then here's another one. This one is very iconic. I am Magneto. This is my home. Yeah, and more Jim Lee. Right here. The famous Korean artist. Alright, and here we have a picture of the actual figure itself. Yeah, I think a lot of, they put in a lot of effort here. We have all the information here. Obviously, they lowered the age rating, huh? To ages 14? Really? And supposedly, a figure like this can cause cancer. What? For exposure to both lists of carcinogens, there's carcinogens in... Oh, it's probably from the paint. Yeah. And contains small parts and blah, blah, blah. So, I guess the paint on these figures can cause cancer. Something like that. Here we have the X-Men logo. More X-Men logo. All Jim Lee, of course. And then we have the box. Right here, more Jim Lee, 6 scale. Magneto, this one here is like the portrait of the actual figure itself. And then we got Marvel everywhere. Marvel. Alright, and then... when you open up the box, you get this thing right here. This is definitely from an older, different artist. I think this is cool that they include this, but I think this is probably, my honest opinion, I think this is like a waste of material. But anyway, let's go over the accessories real quick. We got 2 of these posing hands, which is pretty cool. Left and right. These are just like, hey, I'm here to control magnetic fields or something. There we go. And then we got this one right here. This is a duplicate of that one. This is another posing hand. Like that, maybe he's like trying to, pull something metal or something toward him or something. We got 2 close fists. Very nice. And all of them come with these extra parts, extra pegs, just in case if you end up breaking the peg that attaches to the hand. This is a good touch. We get so many of these, so yeah, just in case if you break them. So we have the mask portrait right there. That's actually really nice. I think that's a very nicely sculpted piece. Originally, I wasn't planning on getting this figure at all. I was like, there's no point. It's just like another comic book character, right? I do like the character Magneto. I used to play this game on the Sega Saturn called it's a fighting game. I think X-Men Children of the Atom by Capcom. And he was a boss, and this guy is a nightmare. Like, drives me insane. But yeah, Magneto, and he's also in the other whole bunch of other crossover game, X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Marvel versus Capcom, and all that. It's a pretty decent character. And then there's also the Konami, the beat 'em up, X-Men beat 'em up, where I think like poorly translated or something like that. He something like the stage kind of falls apart, and he's like floating on top of waterfall. It's like X-Men, welcome to die. I found that really, really hilarious. But yeah, I think that's it. I did watch some of the movie version of Magneto. I don't like that. I thought that was his outfit and the character was just not very good. But definitely the comic version of Magneto is actually pretty cool. I like this head sculpt because it kind of reminds me of that actor from Underworld, the guy who played like the head vampire from the first one. I know he's in other movies. Bill something. Not Bill Nye, the science guy, but Bill something. But yeah, definitely looks like a younger version of that actor, like a English British actor. Really nice. I like the way the hair is sculpted. The sculpt work and the paint on this head sculpt definitely. Let me see if I can adjust my camera more. This definitely is one of the better head sculpts. And the paint work, yes, definitely. It kind of looks like it's almost like premium format statue, quarter 1/3 scale statue quality. It's pretty nicely done, man. Okay, so and then we also have this option hand here. This is with the levitation effect for his helmet. The helmet is not made of metal, but it's very nicely painted. It's super glossy, and I don't see any QC issues. Not, well, maybe this is a QC issue. Why is there 3 dots here? Yeah. But other than that, it looks pretty okay. Here's some QC issues. Oh, I spoke too soon. So there we go. Yeah, still not perfect, but and then we have that, and then we have this one right here. This is like the main helmet, I think. Actually, technically, they're both exactly the same. They both have the peg hole. Yeah. I think the peg hole is located in different spots. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah. But these two looks exactly the same. Interesting. Okay, so we have that. We also have this head sculpt where you can just put the head in here, like so. Okay, definitely they're not. Well, actually, no, it works too. There we go. That's interesting. So you get 2 of the same helmet. At least they didn't cheap out. They had to take off the helmet on the, the helmet version just to pull off this look. So you don't have to do that. So that's definitely cool. Let's see. Yeah, they're the same size. The peg holes are definitely in different spots, though. Let's see. Let's get this thing to peg right in. So you can actually use both the helmets. So that's actually pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and just take away some of the accessories. We're going to go ahead with the actual figure review now. So I'm going to take out this. Let's go ahead and use one of the expressive hands right there. Now, right out of the box, I definitely recommend that you use a hairdryer and heat up these elbow joints so you can bend them without causing any damage to the figure. This is not a silicone body. This is like a hard plastic body. So I don't know where they source it from. I think it might be a new style Sideshow body, or they could have gotten the body from like companies like WorldBox and stuff like that. But yeah, this is very good. I think if they get it from WorldBox, it will probably be the best kind of plastic bodies for male figures, because WorldBox called their figure the bodies a super durable bodies. So I think that might be where they got the body from, because you know what, I'm very suspicious. I think it's definitely from WorldBox. All right, so yeah, I talk about these two expressive hands. We have two closed fists. Let's go ahead and pop this off and then give him the closed fist. You know, I kind of think these are definitely the WorldBox bodies. Okay, you know what? Forget that. I'm just leave it like that. Okay, so what should we talk about? So we got this very generic base here. This is nothing impressive. We got like some artwork right there, which is, I don't really care for. But I do like this new post. I don't think it's new, but this post is good because it allows you to put the figure in somewhat more flying poses and stuff like that. I think you use one or the other, up to you. If you want him to be floating, you use like the waist grabber. If you want him to be like standing straight, then use the crotch grabber. Or you can use them both, you know, if you don't want your figure to fall off and stuff like that. So there we go. I like the I like this you know, wire cape. I think you know, gives you better posing options. You know, I think a lot of companies are starting to do these wire capes, but I think the technology will get better in time. I mean, this is good, but it definitely could be better. Yeah. So at least like the cape looks like, you know, it can take form. You know, it's not just like drape over the figure and stuff like that. So that's definitely cool. Yeah. So I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this figure off the stand right here. This is definitely a much higher quality stand than like stuff that other companies like Asmus Collectible give you. This is like, I think this is more like a $10 stand. Yeah, that's definitely a $10 stand versus you know, a $1 stand. All right, there we go. He can actually stand on his own. The joints on this figure is really tight. Yeah. Originally, I didn't plan on getting this figure. I was like, yeah, you know what? I suspect that they use like the TB leaks, like silicone male bodies, and I hate those. But this is a very nice hard plastic body that they use, and it's very muscular too. The outfit itself is actually pretty decently tailored. You can see like his musculature is not just like some potatoes. It's not like wearing a potato sack where you can't see any of the detail. This is actually really nice. Like, yeah, I like it when they do that. You can even see the veins on his forearm, so that's definitely nice. My friend were trying to get me to collect like the 1/12 scale Mezco figures, you know, the 1/12 collectible. I don't like the way the outfit looks on any of their characters with like soft goods, because I feel like they're wearing a potato sack. It just looks super poofy. But something like this works because, you know, it's a larger scale. Still, I don't like these type of comic book outfits, to be honest with you. I wish like there's a little bit more detail, but it's accurate to the source material, so I guess I'm okay with that. The belt is very nicely sculpted. The armor thing is very nicely sculpted. I like that. The gauntlets are very nicely sculpted too, very nicely detailed. These are all soft rubbery material like that. One thing I don't like about this, you know, I think at this point it's like a telltale sign that these are WorldBox bodies, because the WorldBox use these ball joints for the feet. They kind of suck, but that's what they use. You don't get the ankle rockers and stuff like that. I know a lot of, I think even Hot Toy uses it on their figures. Like the female figures all have like the ball joint feet. So like that limits like the feet articulation. I mean, I guess you can work the ball joint to create like ankle rockers and stuff like that. So maybe that's passable, but I wish they actually have like those hinge system. I don't remember what company does it. I know one company does it, but I can't think of it. So with those figures that have actual hinge, they actually come with full feet. So when you're gonna buy accessories, you're gonna have to buy like the boots that are like the feet type, so you can swap out the feet, because you know you can't just pop the feet off and then stick something in here, stick something else onto that ball joint. You have to buy like an actual boot that go over the feet. So that is another thing to look out for. Not all the bodies are made the same. So anyway, for articulation, I think this is pretty good other than the ball joint for the feet. I think you do actually have a double jointed knee with this body. It's a very, very stiff, so you gotta be very careful. This is a double jointed knee. There's that joint right here and then the joint on the bottom. But seems like I can only get 90 degrees out of that. Well, I can risk it, but I'm not going to, because yeah, I don't want to risk breaking this figure. He does have very good hip articulations as well, so he can bring all the way out. There's like a ratchet in here somewhere, so that's pretty good. The leg can go forward like that. Again, this outfit is actually pretty good because it's not super restrictive like, you know, other brands and stuff like that. It's basically like one of those like stretchy comic book hero villain outfits. So I think it works. All right, and then you have waist articulation right there. You can rotate that. Really good range. And then you have an ab crunch. I don't know. I think this is actually a diaphragm joint. And it's actually a very good one at that. And then you have the neck joint here. Right here. Actually, I don't think there's actually any neck joint. I think it's just a ball joint here for the neck. So you can see that. I'm going to pop this head off. The shoulder can actually go perpendicular like that. But again, the outfit is limiting. Even though stretchy, you're never going to get like the 360 rotation because the outfit will just go with the arm. So you can raise the arm like that. So you get some rotation right here for the shoulder. So I don't actually think this thing has a bicep swivel. This thing is just all sculpted like that. It's very nicely sculpted, but you don't have the bicep swivel. However, you do have the elbow swivel right there, and then you have a single bend at the elbow, which I think is 90 degrees. Yeah, it's 90 degrees. That's all you're gonna get. A little bit, even less than 90 degrees. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah. But he can do all the poses that you want him to do. From the promotional photos, so that's pretty good. Yeah. You know the thing with this figure, like I just actually didn't want to buy it at all. I had no plan on buying it, and then all of a sudden, after looking at some pictures online and after seeing some reviews on it, I was like, okay, you know what? I have to buy it. I'll sell something, but I'm gonna buy this figure. Yeah, I have to have this Magneto for some reason. There we go. So yeah, I definitely like that look. That looks awesome. Yeah, I hope Sideshow does a Doctor Doom, so I can have Magneto and Doctor Doom. Yeah, I love villains. Villains are my thing. And this is cool. Okay, so that is that. This is going to be a review for the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale, 6 scale Magneto figure. Thanks for watching.